Hello, friends. I love that you're here on a Tuesday night. As we get started here, if you can just let me know you're here in the comments, give me a heart emoji, a thumbs up. I know we're wired, tired, and overwhelmed, so thank you for being here. Yeah, so drop me any kind of comment that someone's here and listening. And for those that are listening to this on the replay tomorrow, if you could just drop replay in the comments so I know that you were here as well, that would be great. Well, I'm on a little bit early. Just want to make sure all the technical things work. And we'll see who jumps on here in just the next few minutes and we'll get started. So glad you're here. So glad you're attending on a Tuesday rainy night, especially if you're tired, wired, and overwhelmed. As I see other people jumping on here, we'll get started in just a few minutes. If I repeat myself for those on the replay, sorry that a lot of people jump in on different times, so I don't want them to miss anything. So if you're just jumping on, give me a thumbs up or a heart emoji or say hello. Let me know you're here. And that'll help me know who my audience is. All right. So we'll just give it like another minute or two. Anybody jumping on? Let me know you're here. I won't hold everybody up. Thank you for your time this evening. And if you'll stay with me till the end, I have a free gift for you. I recorded a Calm Reset audio bundle just for you that you can listen to meditations during the day when you feel like you just need a little break and need to calm your nervous system. I have that for you at the end, so stick with me. This should be about 40 minutes. Okay, so those of you that jump on later, just hit replay, type anything in the comments, type me a thumbs up, heart emoji, let me know you're here, say hello. If you're on replay, just type replay so I know you're all here. Okay, so anybody coming in late, just give me a thumbs up, comment, let me know you're here. But we'll get started. Thanks. Hey, Becky. Hey, Adam. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Dean. I know you're watching. Okay, awesome. So let's get started. So thanks for spending your evening with me. I'll get you out of here in like less than 40 minutes. If you stick with me, I have a free gift for you at the end. It's a free audio bundle. Hi, Jenny, that I've recorded for you to listen to during the day when you need a little stress reducer and to calm your nervous system. Hi, Lindy. So stick with till the end and I'll have that for you. I'll give you the link. But I just want to let you know what we're going to go over today so you know what to expect. I always like to know what to expect. We'll talk a little bit about why your symptoms haven't gone away despite your best efforts, how stress patterns get wired into the brain and show up as real physical symptoms, what the Bible says about your thought life and how it mirrors neuroscience, a practical calming tool I'm going to teach you to use immediately, and real life examples of transformation of other women and people that I have helped, and an invitation to go deeper with a proven program. Okay, so let's get started. Again, thank you, you're here. I see lots of people jumping on. Heart emoji, thumbs up, love it that you're here. If you're on a replay, just hit replay or type replay. Okay, as I said, I have a free gift for you at the end if you stick with me. So I just want to get started. Some of you have heard my personal story, some have not. I'm going to tell it to you, but I'll make it quick. I want you to know where this came from, how I learned this, and what it can do for you. So about 10 years ago, I had a brick and mortar business downtown. We had renovated a beautiful building. It was a great business. It was thriving. It turned into about 5 businesses under one roof. I literally had 5 notebooks that I was trying to keep track of. We had a tea house, an art gallery, art education. We were hosting a fine arts program through the community college. Then we were having weddings and parties and all kinds of events. So this got a little crazy. And everybody has life stuff, so I'm not the victim here. This is just how life turns out, especially if you're a busy CEO, you're a business owner, you have a full-time job, you're a parent, you understand how things just kind of pile up. Well, things did pile up. So my husband was recovering from a significant health situation. I had 3 boys in high school. I had my mother about to be widowed for the second time and commuting. Let's see. We had other family, extended family health issues, and the list went on and on and on. And I was working 7 days a week. So what happened is I'm a doer, I'm a push througher, and a lot of us that end up in this situation have some similar personality traits like that. We've just pushed through, right? We've always done it, we can do it, worry about it later. So I had done that for a really long time until my body started breaking down. And when that happened, I started having insomnia, irritability. I wasn't able to focus very well. If you know what brain fog is, it really clouds your ability to problem solve, be creative, process new information. And then I started noticing inflammation in my joints and muscles, and I was getting food sensitivities of all kinds, and the list kind of was just going on and on. So my body was really giving out on me, and I pushed it as long as I could. I ended up getting a diagnosis I didn't like of rheumatoid arthritis and chronic fatigue. And so I'm a natural person. I tried all the things. Nothing was working. So what happened is I ended up having to close my business and sell it. I just could not physically do it anymore. And thankfully, the Lord sent somebody, took that off my plate. That's great. However, I went home to heal, except for I wasn't healing. So what happened is I had gone to functional doctors, detox doctors, the supplements, the special diets, the elimination diets, you name it, spent thousands of dollars. Wasn't working. Like a lot of people that I work with, we've done everything. We've been, some people, I have a client with Lyme's who's been all over the country for treatment. It's not working. So then what do? So as I started doing my research, I found brain retraining. How did that differ from anything else that I did? Well, let me tell you. The reason that brain retraining was different is it wasn't more doctors, it wasn't more supplements, diets, procedures, money that I had to spend. This was me being able to empower myself to take control of my own health. And I knew that my stress overload had gotten me into this. And I thought, if I got myself here, I can get myself out of this. And I believed I could, and I did. Now, I want you to believe you can, because if I did it, you can do it. And all my clients that have done it, I just want to encourage you to stick with me here. So, 3 things that I want you to know, that I want to promise you today. I want to leave you with clarity. I want you to understand why your symptoms continue to persist, and I want you to learn how to start rewiring your stress response. So once I found brain retraining, and I'll explain what that is and why I even bothered with it in just a minute. But once I found it, once I committed to it, once I did the work, here are the results I got. First of all, number 1, I didn't even realize or think that I knew that I wanted this result. My joy and my energy, like through the roof. You know, some of us think, okay, this must be adulthood, the joy is gone, all the responsibilities of life. Oh my word, it went through the roof. So much fun, so much energy after having chronic fatigue and then having crashes on the couch for weeks after certain events. If anybody struggles with chronic fatigue, you know what I mean. It's not just tired. It's a heaviness you cannot get rid of. And then any stressor or event, even if it's a good one, put you down for a week or 2, trying to pull your way out of that with rest and sleep. So results, energy was up. Didn't need to sleep and take the naps all the time. Of course, I needed regular sleep, but not all the extra sleep. Didn't need the 3-hour naps. Didn't have to plan around my energy stores. I was able to work 8-hour days. I was able to go to the gym and work out and not come home and crash because of what that does to your brain and your energy. I was able to eliminate the inflammation in my joints and muscles that the RA had been causing, and I was able to train my brain that I am not allergic to foods or gluten or dairy, and I had missed gluten and dairy so much that I could not wait to have deep dish pizza, of which I do eat now in moderation. So those are some of the results I got. I'm going to share with you more of my clients' results as we go through this. But first, I want to explain to you what this is all about. Some common stressors or common symptoms, we'll say, that people end up having if they have stress-related physical problems, like resting, but you don't feel rested. You still feel exhausted. Your mind won't stop. It's racing. Your body has symptoms that the doctors can't fully explain. Symptoms move around your body. Sometimes you have them, sometimes you don't. You may have had some type of surgery or accident happen to you and your body is healed, but it doesn't feel like it. You still have chronic pain that won't go away. Those are all symptoms of what we call mind-body syndrome or limbic system impairment. Some of the other things that you can find are insomnia, brain fog, gut issues, hormonal swings, skin flare-ups, muscle tension, sensitivities to food I mentioned, inflammation, pain, all types of autoimmune disorders. I mentioned Lyme's earlier. I had a client with mast cell syndrome. So you may have tried everything you think. You may have tried the labs, the diets, the supplements, the medications, therapy, but these were treating symptoms and not the source. The limbic system in your brain is your threat detector. What is the limbic system? The limbic system is made of 3 parts of your brain, and it's your emotion center, and it's where you feel fight or flight, the protective mechanism that is given to us by God for if we're in a crisis situation, emergency situation. When, say you're in an accident and you need to pull a car off of somebody, or you're being chased by a bear, we are given that to us as a protective mechanism, but we're not meant to stay in that state. So what happens is the brain can get stuck in that, what we call chronic stress, or fight or flight or freeze or fawn. That kind of goes on and on if you've heard of those terms. Your symptoms are real, but your body is responding to signals from your brain that it's not safe. What does that mean? So what happens is when you're stuck in that fight or flight, we're going to call it, the brain doesn't feel safe, right? It's trying to protect you. It's in survival mode. So it's perceiving lots of things or everything as a threat. And that could be foods, smells, social situations, heat, relationships, driving. So I've heard from a lot of you this week on anxiety and what triggers your anxiety. And I've asked a lot of you, what happened when you started noticing this? Because usually what happens is we've either been in a chronic long-time stressor situation, like I explained mine was, or we had a surgery or an accident or a trauma that triggered that fight or flight, but we didn't come back out of it because we're meant to go through that crisis situation. We have them, it's built in, but we're not meant to stay in that state. We're meant to move back into rest and digest when the situation's over. But for some of us that have been in it, some people all of our lives, if you were raised in a fearful home, you may have been in it all your life to some degree. And what happens is that bucket starts to fill, right? More and more and more until it tips over. And that's what happened to me. We can have a certain level of it and just have fearful thoughts or be a little anxious. But when things start piling on, we just fill that bucket up until it tips. Our bodies break. All kinds of things happen. It's called the exhaustive stage. So when the brain is in that for a longer period than it is meant to be in, it stresses your adrenals, your cortisol levels. It tells your body to secrete things that it doesn't actually need. So in my case, rheumatoid arthritis, they call it the cytokines. It starts telling my body to create these inflammation markers that aren't necessary. So there's so many things that happen when the brain stays in that stuck state. It's sending false messages to the body. Part of that part of that limbic system is the programming center for the rest of your body. And that's proven, that's biological. Everything I'm telling you is from research, from neuroscience, from biology. This is not made up. I didn't make this up, and this is not woo-woo. This is proven. Now, I do blend this with biblical principles because, hey, God made science and science backs up the Bible, so it's pretty cool how it works together. Okay, so what happens, so the brain can start sending all these haywire symptoms to the body, and you can get all kinds of things. So the exhaustion, the chronic fatigue, why do you have that? Number one, your brain's overthinking, so it's exhausted. Number two, it is conserving your energy for future crises. So that's part of what we do. We start to train the brain to feel safe, because what happens, it's been stuck in a state of not feeling safe for too long. And it's our job to teach it that it can be safe and you can do it. And it doesn't take diets and pills and procedures. So stick with me here. I'm going to explain this. With repetition and signals of safety, we can retrain the brain to respond differently. It's not just a mental shift, although we do that, and I do teach mindset. This is a physiological reset, and Scripture supports it. So Scripture teaches us this in Proverbs: as a man thinks, so is he. Another one in Romans: be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing of your mind. Take every thought captive. So biblical principles like gratitude, peace, truth create safety in the nervous system, and that's proven. Gratitude increases dopamine and calms the amygdala down. Meditation, which the Bible tells us to do, on truth, lowers cortisol levels. So I'm going to explain to you a little bit of jargon here, and I hope it's not too much, so just stick with me. So a couple acronyms that we call. One is DOSE, one is CAN. DOSE stands for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. Those are your good ones. Those are your feel-good ones. And then CAN is cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine. Not saying those are bad. We have to have them sometimes, and we have to have them in balance. But when these get out of balance, when your CAN chemicals are up here and your DOSE chemicals are down here, it doesn't feel good. Number one, we're not very joyful, and we are irritable, and we can feel scared and anxious and stressed. So our job as brain retrainers is to get those DOSE chemicals up and get those CAN chemicals down, and to try to get those into a balanced state so that the brain can feel safe and it can start reprogramming the body for health. You can do it. Okay. Want to talk a little bit about some of my clients. So some results, and so you don't take my word for it. So I'm going to change some of the names. We're going to call Jessica, was dealing with RA pain that was reduced. She was able to go back to hiking without flare-ups, without fatigue crashes, without the inflammation and the pain. Woohoo, that was awesome. Susan went from needing 10 hours of sleep to waking refreshed and only needing 7 and not needing naps. Super awesome. She actually had multiple results. She still calls me, and she just called me last week to tell me another awesome thing from her brain retraining. Lindsay couldn't tolerate foods or smells, and now she lives without fear of reactions. Also, she had social anxiety, chronic fatigue, and a couple other things that have lessened. Karen used to crash after family events, big ones, or any social event. So what happens is a lot of people end up staying home because their brain tells them that it's safe to just stay home. So they end up not going to events, not driving, noise, all kinds of holidays, missing family things. So Karen has retrained her brain, and she's able to attend family events, holidays with energy and joy. And this is super cool this year. She had always wanted to go to Purdue basketball games, and the thought of Mackey Arena with all the noise was completely overwhelming. She attended 2 this winter, and she texted me and Voxered me that she was so excited. She enjoyed them so much without all the things that she had been dealing with. That's what brain retraining can do for you too. These gals didn't just think positive, although we teach that. They retrained their brains to trust truth over fear. So I want to go over a few objections. So some things that I've heard. I've tried everything. If you haven't tried rewiring the source, then you haven't tried everything. And believe me when I say that I thought I had tried everything, but I hadn't. And this is the source. Everything comes from the brain. This is another one. Isn't this just mindset work? I'm a mindset coach. So yes, mindset work is involved for sure. But it's also a daily layered brain-based practice rooted in truth and neuroscience. These are proven. Is this trauma therapy? No. Now, a lot of people in this have had trauma in their life and they haven't dealt with it, and some of those thought loops are causing some of the fight or flight. So it's not directly trauma therapy, but some people have trauma that have gotten a lot of relief by learning how to retrain their brain. So if you do the work, and this is another one. So Joanna, what if I don't see results? Okay, I don't want to make it about money. I really want you to get results, and I 100% believe when you put in the work, you will get results because I've seen it and I've done it. So if you do the work, you show me that, and there's no change, and this isn't for you after 90 days, I'll give you your money back. I don't care. I want you to get well. So those are some of the objections that I hear a lot. If you have others, please put them in the comments because I want to answer questions this evening. Now, let's see. I promised to teach you a tool today, and here's a little one that you can practice. And if you want to do it while we're here, I would love for you, you're at home, just take a breath. And I know you've heard about breathing and breath, and that was a really hard one for me. So those of us that are on that like the hyperdrive and run at a fast pace, sitting down and taking breaths seems like excruciating, but that's part of it. We're trying to teach our brain to calm down. So if you could just take a minute, take a deep breath, close your eyes, connect yourself. Recall a peaceful moment that God has given to you. Any time in your life, sitting by a stream, taking a bike ride, laughing with family, a really peaceful, joyful moment. Now, when you lock that in, use all your senses, all of them, because this is your brain learning what peace feels like, and it learns through experience. Give it all the senses. What are you seeing? What are you tasting, smelling, hearing? Who's there? What colors are there? Where were you? How did it feel? Now, if you're with somebody and you don't want to do this out loud, at least say it to yourself. This is super important. Speak gratitude out loud. It changes your brain. Thank you, Lord, for that moment of peace and safety. Gratitude has so much power. I'm not sure I could explain it to you. It is healing. It is neurological. It is biological. It changes your brain. Be thankful. Give gratitude. This teaches the brain that it's safe, and it opens new neural pathways of rest and healing. So that's a great exercise. In my program, I have multiple tools to teach you because not everybody likes the same one, but I come at it from all different ways and teach you everything in a structured way, and that with one piece of one tool. So I'd love for you to practice that and let me know how it goes. Do it every day for as long as you can. And for those of us that had racing brains, it's hard to do it very long in the beginning, but give yourself time, like really commit to it for a week or two and see, can you do it for more than 5 minutes? Can you do it more for 6 minutes? And see if you can work up to like 15 minutes. See where your brain is. See where your mood is afterwards. I'd like to hear. So Next, I just like to cast a vision for you. What if you could wake up clear, energized, hopeful, eat things without flaring up, go on vacation without bringing multiple supplements, go on vacation without having to come home and crash and have extra days to sleep. What if you fell asleep easily and you woke up refreshed and not exhausted? What if you could go to the gym and exercise without stiffness and pain and crashing afterwards? What if you could actually enjoy your life again and your joy went up and your relationships were better? What is that worth to you? God designed your brain to adapt, to grow, to heal. That's not just science, it's grace in action. He knew what he was doing when he designed us, and I think we're only scraping the surface with what we are capable of doing, with what he gave us. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about my program. My program is called Revive and Thrive. I put this together after so a little bit about me, I have FOMO, fear of missing out. So I need to have all the information that I can find about something. So when I went down this track of brain retraining, I researched all kinds of programs. I bought several programs. I trained myself in several programs, including a biblical healing program. And then I bought more to train myself. So I've tried to find every piece of evidence and that I can. Now, that doesn't mean I know everything, but hey, I've gone to a lot of trouble to find every piece of information I can to help me and to help you. So you don't have to go through all that. You don't have to do the research. You don't have to compare programs. I put everything I learned into one 12-module program. Now, I was just coaching women, I don't mean just, I was coaching women on these attributes and on these principles, but it was a lot of education and a lot of talking, so I ended up making videos so they could watch the videos before we had our coaching sessions. Then I moved everything to one platform, so it's actually a do-it-yourself program called Revive and Thrive. There's 12 modules, there's about 18 videos or more, give or take, plus some bonuses. And that's all online that you can go through yourself at your own pace. But I also offer with that a private Facebook group because it's really great to have other people around you going through the same thing that you can ask questions and share experiences with. We also do once a week group coaching on Facebook. It's a closed Zoom session. And I also use a messaging system. I won't go into it it's really helpful for one-to-one questions. This little app on your phone, it's like a little walkie-talkie. You send me a voice message, you're having trouble, you have a question, you just need support. I send you one back. So you always have me at your fingertips. And then for those that still want one-to-one coaching for me, that's available. So I've broken that all down on my website. If you went on there and you piled all these things on, it'd probably be a little over $2,000. But what I've offered you today, and I'm only offering this for 24 hours. And why am I doing this? I'll tell you in a minute. I'm offering 6 one-to-one sessions with me. And those are 60 to 75-minute support sessions, coaching sessions. I'm also throwing everything else in. The program, the Facebook group, the group coaching, and the messaging app. I am doing that all for one price of $9.97 today, and it's only for 24 hours. There's nowhere you can find this on my website. I don't even have a registration link. If this is something you're interested in, I want you to type "I'm ready" at the bottom. I will send you what you need to get signed up. You'll have instant access to the program, and tomorrow, Wednesday at noon, is our group coaching for the week, so you can actually jump right in. Now, some of you guys know me, you've been following me for a while. This is not new information, how I operate, how I coach, but some of you are new and you don't know me and you don't trust me yet, and I totally understand that. If you need more information, I am not a high pressure person. Please send me a DM, a comment. Let's just jump on a clarity call. Let me understand what's going on in your world and if I think I can help you and if it's a good fit or not. Now, something I do want to talk about is action. I'm a learner. So I learn, right? And I can have all the knowledge, but if I don't apply and execute it, it doesn't do me a lot of good. And that's kind of the same way with my clients. I can teach you everything you need to know, but if you don't take action, the results aren't there. So it may not be for everybody. It's not a pill, it's not a diet, it's not a procedure. We didn't get here overnight, right? So we're not going to get out of it overnight. And that's just the hard truth. It's like going to the gym consistently. You go to the gym consistently, you get consistent results. You go to the gym once a week or once a month, you don't get the results that you want. That's the same thing with brain retraining. We do a little bit each day, it builds on itself, and then all of a sudden, bam, you start feeling like $1 million. Now, does it happen all one night? No, but over time it does. And actually, some people, it's all different rates. I have people all over the board. For me, I started seeing extreme results by the end of 12 weeks. And then it just kept going. So I would want that for you. But again, I would want to answer your questions. So please comment, please reach out to me. Let's just jump on a call and I can answer your questions. You can keep following me. I usually have a reel every day. My website, revisionps.org, has a lot of information, and there's another training video on there. So today, if you're ready to take action and you're ready to get well, say, I am ready in the comments, and I will connect you and get you hooked up this evening or tomorrow. So it's good for 24 hours. Why am I offering this? I'm offering this price I don't have anywhere else because I know the results. I know that if you commit, you invest in yourself, you will get results. And that people around you will say, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You are joyful. You are happy. You are well. I want what you have. And then you'll send them to me, right? So that's why I'm offering this. I know it works. And I know that if you commit to it, you're going to have the results that you want. More joy, more freedom, better health. Okay. So I promised you the free gift. At the end, you've stuck with me. Just drop anything in the comments. I'll try to post the link. When it's not on Facebook, it's hard. If it's on Instagram, the link's in the bio. So drop that. I'll send you that audio bundle tonight. It's a Google link, so I need to be able to make sure I can get that to you. And final words for you this evening. You are not broken. Your brain has just been doing its job, protecting you. But healing is possible, and when you do this work, it changes everything, I promise. I care deeply about your healing, whether you join now, whether you join later, but I just want you to know you're not crazy, you're not alone, and you can feel like yourself again. So I want to leave a little bit of time here for anybody that has questions. Type them in the comments if I can see anything. Yeah, I don't want to touch my screen. I might shut it off. And if you don't want to offer your questions on here, please DM me, private message me. I'll answer your questions. And I am happy to answer them every Friday. I have a live, send them to me. I will do my best to answer them. I think I've covered everything. I got done a little bit early. I hope that answers your questions. I hope I've encouraged you. I've given you hope. I've given you science. I've given you biblical principles. I taught you a little tool today, and I'm going to give you a free gift. So thanks for spending your evening with me. We'll talk later.